Alright you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to replace inner tie rods. But first of all, I want to show you guys how to check for a bad inner tie rod. What you want to do first, jack up the car. Make sure it's sitting on top of the jack stand. Usually when you have a bad inner tie rod, you can literally move the wheel left and right. You can see right here. See, I can move this right here, left and right. Put your hand right here at 9 o'clock, and put your right hand right here at 3 o'clock, and then kind of move in and out, and you can tell that there's a play in it. See, you can see it right here. And if you want to check for the bad wheel bearing, usually you can just put your left hand right here on the 12 o'clock and your right hand on the 6 o'clock and kind of push in and out. Usually you can tell if you have a bad wheel bearing or not. This one is tight. This one is not loose at all. But from left to right, from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, you can tell that it's loose right there. See, this van right here had a bad inner tie rod. Can you see that? This side is pretty bad. This one is worse than the passenger side. And if you move up and down, this one is for checking wheel bearing. So this one is tight, pretty much. And this one, way too loose right there. I'm just gonna show you how to change on one side, which is the driver's side, and the other side is the same thing on the passenger side, just on a opposite direction. So, alright, let's get to it. You need to loosen this lock nut right here. Go ahead and turn it all the way in, like so. You need to remove this cotter pin right here. Just bend this back. This one is pretty easily to remove because I changed the tie rod ends already, like a year ago. So it's pretty easy. Go ahead and remove that castle nut right there. And what you want to do is, sometimes it's hard for it to come out if you don't have a special tool. But if you don't, you can use this castle nut right here. Turn it the other way around, like so. Get it to where it's flush with the stud right here. What you can also do is squirt some WD-40 inside there. Now let it sit for a little bit, let it soak in. Here we go. Now remove this castle nut right here. Go ahead and take the tie rod end out. And I want to show you another way to confirm that you have a bad inner tie rod. Look at this. This one should be hard to move it around. This one is real easy to move, and it shouldn't be dropped down like this. Look at that. It should stay tight and straight, but this one is not. So that's another way to confirm, to be 100% sure that you have a bad inner tie rod. This one's pretty bad. Didn't even stay up at all. And before you remove this inner tie rod, you need to count the turns, alright? So let's start from right here. Let's see how many turns it takes to remove this tie rod in. 1, 2 turns, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still not coming out yet. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's about 15 turns right there. And about 15 and a quarter. So about when I turn right here after the 15 and it finally came out. So let's just say 15 and a quarter. Alright. Now you see this clamp right here? This clamp just holding the boot on. So you need to remove that one. And inside, I noticed there's not a clamp, but there's a wire that twists it together to hold it. Let me show you right here. See that right there? You see that wire right there? That wire right there. Basically, they twist it together to hold the inner boot right there. So you have to untwist that and remove the wire. Let's remove this clamp right here first. Small clamp. And I need to remove the wire from the back. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this little short Allen wrench, stick inside both of that wire and untwist it. Almost out. There we go. It's loose now. You go ahead and remove this lock nut right here all the way out. Gently pull this one out. You can twist it to help it come out. There we go. Just pull all the way out because you need to reuse this boot right here. This is what the wire looks like right there. Looks like this one is original part. I don't know why they use the wire, but anyways, basically the wire just tying up the boot to hold on to the part. That's it. Look at that. This is definitely a bad inner tie rod. Doesn't stay up at all. This one is worse than the other side because when I checked it, it got too much play on it. Now, before you remove the inner tie rod, you need a special tool because if not, you can't remove it. So this is what I have right here. It's a specialty tool to remove the inner tie rod. This one doesn't cost that much. I mean, you can get them from Amazon, from Harbor Freight for a little bit under $50. So this one cost me around 50-ish. So right there. Basically, it's a wrench you put on top of the inner tie rod and put a little tube in there. Lock it in and then you twist it. At the end, you can use a 1/2-inch drive to twist it off. Alright. So now we gotta find how big the inner tie rod is. So you can get the wrench on there to loosen it. Easiest way, just grab the new part. Let's see which one fit. This one's too loose. Okay, this one's perfect. Go ahead and put this on right here. Slowly go one way so it won't go the other way. Just put on the slot. Like so. And you need to slide the tube in. And this tube right here got a lock. Once you slide it in, you need to turn the lock right here to close it. So it would hold that wrench right there. Slide it in. Once you slide it in, you need to lock it down. Well, I couldn't get no leverage on it. My hand keep getting slipped. What if you can't lock it down? You'll be okay. Just go ahead. Just try to hold it steady and break it loose. Here we go. See, if you don't lock it down, you'll come out. You'll come out from the tool. So, but I couldn't get my hand in there to get a good leverage on to twist this lock right here. But it's alright, it's loose now. Just have to hold my finger in the back to hold the tool on. There we go. Now it's out. Alright, let's compare the old part to the new part. Let's go ahead and take this one out. This one, the new one, comes with a lock nut, but I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use the old one. The old one much better. Alright, let's look. It was the same length. Looks the same. Same height. Pretty much the same. Except this one is black and this one is stainless steel, silver. So we're good. Let's install a new part. See, this one should stay up like this. You can push it down, but it's gonna be harder than the old part. And this one, this new part right here comes with the grease. Go ahead and use the entire amount and put the grease right there. Put the grease right there inside this spot right here. Or just put the entire content right there. Alright, now it's time to tighten it. Oh, there we go. You don't have to over tighten these, just snug tight. That's all it needs. That should be good enough. You don't have to torque it down. Because this inner tie rod right here, it doesn't spin, so all it is move from side to side. So that's all you have to do, just snug tight. Now let's put the boot back on. I'm gonna leave this on here because I want to reuse this part. Or if you don't like this, you can just remove it and use a zip tie instead. So there we go. I'm doing the same thing, just stick it in and tighten it up. Just twist it, then it should be tightened. Okay, looks tight enough right there. Put the clamp back on. Pretty tight right there. You can still move it, but it's pretty tough. It doesn't fall down like the original part. Alright, now let's put the tie rod in back on there. But before you put it in, make sure you can put a lock nut on there first. And the lock nut that comes with it, I didn't like it. I like the old one better, the original one. So I'm gonna put the original one back on, which is this one right here. Looks a whole lot better than the new one. The new one just a cheap lock nut. Put that one on. Alright, now when I took it off, I did 15¼ turns. So now I have to put it in 15¼ turn. But it's not gonna be perfect, but at least you can get close to it, to where the alignment is. And then you have to take your van to the alignment shop to get a computer alignment on it. Now 15¼ quarter right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, that's about 15¼ Go ahead and put it back in the steering knuckle. There we go. Put the castle nut back on. Okay, what I do, I'll use an impact first, but not over tightening it because you gotta torque it down. And this one you torque it down to around 45 to 50 foot-pound of torque. Now put the cotter pin back in there. Make sure you line up the castle nut with the hole. If it's not lining up, just tie it up a little bit more, loosen it out, and then put the cotter pin in there. Bend this back. Bend the other side. Now tighten this lock nut right here. Alright, that's pretty much it right there on how to change the inner tie rod for 2015 Nissan Quest minivan. It wasn't that hard at all. It's fairly easy. You just have to take your time on it. And just to remind you guys that after this done, go ahead and put the wheel back on and torque the lock nut down to 80 foot-pound. And just to let you know, after this right here, you need to get your van to the alignment shop to get your alignment done, because this one right here is just a temporary. Just try to put it as close as you can to where it's supposed to be, but you never know, you might hit the spot or you might not, or it might be off just a little bit, but you still have to take the van to the alignment shop to get a computer alignment. So that one's a lot accurate. Anyways, that's it, you guys. I hope you guys like this video, and if you learned something from this video, just go ahead and share, like, and subscribe, and pass it on so other people can learn how to do it yourself, because this right here, they will charge you an arm and a leg to get in the shop to change the inner tie rod, and you're probably gonna save at least $200 or $300 right there already, and you just use part of that money and spend it on the alignment shop. Let them align your car for you. So that's it. Until next time. Thanks for watching.